Boom covers halftime live Sunday divisional weekend, game 3 of 4. It's the Rams in a dominating fashion over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as we get to halftime. Davis, I think I can sum down this first half into a couple very clean and easy points. So I'm going to throw them at you, and then you can tell me agree or disagree. The Rams came into this game with a perfect game plan, especially Sean McVay. Early first down passing to take advantage and attack this Buccaneers secondary that's the weakness. It was a very run-heavy Rams team down the stretch, as well as last week in the playoffs. They completely switch it, attack downfield, are beating up this secondary, and have a 17-point lead at the half because of it. On the other side, this was the Bucs. For some reason, I can't quite understand, you have a banged-up offensive line. You have uncertainty between the quarterback and wide receivers with the injuries. And instead of coming out and playing quick with tempo and trying to throw the football and negate a lot of this pressure of the Rams, the Bucs come out and try to run the football, fall behind, and now we see a 17-point deficit. Accurate depiction of the first half?
Yeah, absolutely. It's no secret, Adam, as to the highest paid guys on defense are pass rushers and corners, and that's been the biggest mismatch has been the defensive line of the Rams is absolutely giving it to the Bucs offensive line, and it's mostly coming on your boy, the right tackle, who's struggling. They're just taking turns running the train. They're switching back and forth and taking turns on him, and it's it's not a good look.
We spoke on Covers Daily on Friday, which streams every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern during the playoffs, about how if you want to negate tempo or you want to negate pass rush, you use tempo. And this is what the Buccaneers did against the Eagles. They killed that defensive line of Philadelphia. Why are we not seeing it right now? Is it just a fear of the offensive line not holding up over consecutive? Yeah. Like what am I missing here?
I think so. And you think, look, they came out and the first play, they didn't go, not only not go too tight, they went three tight. So they're trying to protect Tom. I think one thing about going quick is there's more chance for error, miscommunication on your offensive line. And then if you're spreading it, going quick, usually spread out to go quick, which I don't know if you want to do with receivers who aren't as good at hot reads and communication because they haven't been in there with Tom as much. So to answer your question, I think you're right. They should be, but that's likely why is they just don't have that trust in two parts of trust. The one in the O-line to block and protect, and then two in the receivers and Tom in their hot reads.
Bucs back end in the defensive secondary. First time everybody's been out there together in about 14 or 15 weeks, really since the start of the season. Rust, miscommunication, leading the blown coverages. Is this just a lack of familiarity playing with each other, or is this just McVay coming out with the stellar offensive game plan and wide receivers that are some of the most dynamic in the league?
So I think their top three corners in Tampa are good. In that athletically, I mean, these guys are can cover, they can run, but they bust. Dean is the PI machine. They bust all the time. You saw Edwards and Carlton Davis. That was clearly cover two. Carlton Davis took two shuffles and passed them to the safety who ran with the post. I mean, easy cover two read, and somehow there's miscommunication there. So, as much as give credit to McVay for scheming things up, but these guys can't cover. So these guys can't seem to communicate, even though they're athletic enough to hold up. What does that mean for the second half?
Well, we think we know what it means, and we have a pretty strong opinion here. We're looking at the second half total, 23.5. The Buccaneers, 2.5-point favorites on the second half spread. It's not going to be a surprise to see a lot of folks betting into this comeback. It's Tom Brady. It's the Buccaneers at home in the playoffs, coming from behind after closing as a pregame favorite. They're going to be looking to back the Bucs. They're going to be looking to back the over. But I think both of us really like the Rams team total over 10.5 at plus 104. And this is just like what we were betting into a week ago with the Bills, with the Chiefs, with the Rams again on Monday night. We're seeing something happening in the first half. We don't necessarily think it's going to change in the second half because it's a physical mismatch on both sides of the ball. But then also, I think what we see here is that the Buccaneers, they're trailing by 17. It's a team with a very high pass rate to begin with. And if we're both saying that the way that they're going to come around here and negate this is to play with tempo, well, the way that they're going to try catch up as well kind of forces them into that tempo. So if we're betting the Rams team total over here, we have an offense that's working. We have McVay, who's calling plays exceptionally well. And then we have the opponent, the Buccaneers, who are going to be forced to be playing quicker, both from the situation of the game, but also to negate that pass rush, which means maybe an extra possession or two for the Rams. You like an over 10.5 here? Did I say that right?
I agree. Two things are going to happen if with the Bucs in the second half. Either Tom and they're going to score, which to your point, they're going to play fast and score. So when they play fast, two things are going to happen. They're going to score, which it's going to mean the Bucs are going to have to try to score, or Tom's going to get hit in the back of the head because they can't protect, and there's a chance for turnovers in short field. The second reason I love it, Sean McVay is going to the mind of Sean McVay. He's arrogant, right? He's cocky. He's not going to take the air out of the ball in a spot like this. He'll want to put the boost to him a little bit, and not meaning he's going to go tempo all second half, but he's definitely going to take his spots to hit some big plays and run up and down the sideline, high-fiving and checking his hair out. So he's going to take shots.
We'll see about the hair part, but I agree with the other parts for sure. And I'll add to that, like exactly what you're saying, where there's that aggressiveness and potentially that arrogance that comes through. We had Matthew Davidow on Covers Daily last Monday, who sets the in-play odds and writes the algorithms for a couple of key books. And he's saying that in the playoffs, you're just seeing blowouts happen more, and you're seeing less of those sort of backdoor situations because teams just keep on firing. They keep the aggression up because it is the playoffs. You're not getting that foot off the gas mentality in the fourth quarter. And we saw last week 3 different times, big leads at half. They all resulted in those team totals going over in the second half. So I think we're playing into that angle here as well.
I'm keep looking down here. I'm trying to find it as soon as it pops up for me. I'm locking it in. I don't see it yet, but it's locked in. It's locked in.
Over 10.5 for the Rams team total. Yeah. That is the second half bet. He is Davis Sanchez. I am Adam Chernoff for Covers.com. This is Halftime Live. We'll be back with you for the big one, Bills Chiefs, in about 3.5 hours.
Get it.